linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 WAKP. Your unity in the community station.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Yes, greetings, and welcome to another edition of Reasoning Thursdays with yours truly, Lady D, Queen. Mama Acid is MIA. It's freezing. Don't know what's going on up there. We were on the line and just got cut off and waiting to see if she can reconnect with us. Well, welcome, and we thank each and everyone for joining us via our website, via www.dapowerhouseradio.com, joining us live via TuneIn app, joining us live through our telephone lines at 667-930-9036, joining us live via the Victorious 89.1 FM radio terrestrial station right here in the Atlanta area. So we want to say joining us live on YouTube, joining us live on Instagram, live on Facebook. We just want to say welcome to each and every one that is joining us, and I thank you to be here. It's a freezing night in Georgia. It's a freezing night all over the place. Before we dive into it and talk about the freeze, Queen, how you doing?
I'm going good, sis. I'm going good, lady. Yeah, girl, I'm in my nice, warm, comfortable home, and nothing like it, and I'm not going out for anything.
Man, how are you all out there? How are our listeners, doing? I mean, like I know up north is being hammered. I know where Mama Acid is, Michigan. She's facing a lot of snow and rain and ice and things such as up there in Michigan, and my Boston folks, Connecticut, just sending out love, and all of these things go out to you as well. Man, I'm telling you, Georgia is bracing for the freeze of all freeze, and they're warning everyone to make sure that we leave our waters dripping. So I think that is all around the country. You all should leave your waters dripping. If you're traveling for the Christmas holiday as well, Biden says that greetings, Donna. Greetings, Donna said, good evening, ladies. Greetings to you, Donna.
Greetings, Donna.
Yeah, Biden says that you all need to leave now, leave today, get out of the way, for the storm that's bracing. Donna, I'm hoping that you are good up there in the Big Apple. Um, because I'm hearing that New York is getting hit. I don't know if down in your neck of the woods is yet it's being hit. But I know like Buffalo, I got a call from a family member in Buffalo as well that says, yeah, it's raining, sleeting, and the accumulation haven't quite started as yet there. But is guesstimated that they should be getting about 4 feet, 5 feet of snow there. And I'm not sure how much in the metro New York area that they're expecting. And we're supposed to get a lot of rain, and it's supposed to be freezing here, like 17 degrees. Oh, Donna says we're having it rough as well. So she's having it. They're having it rough up there as well in the Big Apple. Um, well, we just asked. It's been raining. Donna says it's been raining all day there in New York. So, we just encourage each and every one to stay safe. Stay safe. If you
Yeah.
don't have to go
Yeah.
out there, do not go out there.
Yeah.
If you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to, do not go out there. Just stay put in your homes and make sure that you have those heaters going. Stay warm. You know, um, make sure that
And this supposed to go on till Sunday.
yeah, till Sunday. And you know what?
Mm.
They're also stating that this is the worst it's been since 2018. You
Yes.
know, and you know what?
Yes.
This is my I haven't celebrated Christmas here in America for the last what about 8 years. So me being here this year, I was here last year and it wasn't bad. It was really nice out, but this year it is like really really cold. I'm not feeling it. I'm like I should have been in Jamaica. I should have been going to Sting, but we're and then I said, wait a minute, D, what you talking about? Because you even had to have on electric heater one of the time. And when I'm thinking it was back in 2018. I sent down electric heaters and I had a whole bunch of big comforters and things like that. My coat, my sweater, my big jacket, you know. And I remember back in 2018 in Jamaica, it was so cold that I was like, "Oh, we may I do yes, sir. We come on Jamaica where it's supposed to warm." And then some persons in Mandeville, when I spoke on it, they were like, D, it's colder over here in Mandeville and mine. I was in St. Anne's. So some places be freezing in Jamaica. So right now I'm being told that earlier I was speaking with someone and they were like they had to draw for their sweater, and their big thick blankets in Mandeville. And so I think that everywhere that can feel a touch of cold is feeling it. And so we tell each and everyone we're asking each and everyone all over the world to stay safe, and just be warm, be warm, be warm. Man, we our guest for that was going to reason with us on suicide. She said that she needs to sit back for another minute because it's such a topic for her that she don't even know if she's completely ready to really talk about it in its entirety. So I've just got to give her enough respect on that and say, we definitely understand and we're with you. And she's not sure that she wanted a lot of persons to that may be listening may catch on to her voice and things like that. Donna say yes, that's so true. Some places get very cold in Jamaica. Yeah, I'm telling you, Donna. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
I was there, and one year I was there even before 2018, and that's the reason why I end up having electric heater because it was so cold. The blankets, my socks, nothing was making me feel warm. That one year I put like three electric heaters in the barrel, and I
And
said that
you're normally up in the hills too,
yeah,
lady.
yeah, I'm up in the hills.
Yeah.
I am up there in
Mm-hmm.
the hills. And let me tell you, one year it was so freezing I didn't have nowhere to turn. I was like, oh my God, the good thing I had like comforters because I always used to send down the pretty comforters, nice up the
Mm.
place, make it look nice and thing. And I was under like three or four comforters at one time, and it just was still freezing to me. So that's that. When I went home, when I came back to America, I made sure I put like three. It was like three or four electric heaters in two barrels, and set them down with other stuff in there. And I'm telling you, man. So for those in Jamaica, I definitely know what you're talking about, and so on. But as I was saying with the beautiful young lady that was to join us today, and speak a little bit about suicide, because we were contacted that she really wanted to speak upon it, and bring the awareness to us, to everyone, in regards to the suicide, and the and DJ Twitch's alleged suicide as well. The alleged suicide of Twitch, and persons would say, Lady D, why are you saying alleged? I would say I'm saying alleged because there are so many different aven-
Controversial. Mm.
controversial statements that are being made, and you know, sometime when you just don't know what is it, you just don't know, because it's so much different things. Queen, I know that you have a plethora of things to say, as in regards to some of the things that you've been watching a program that has been
Yeah,
deciphering a lot of what took place in regards to the DJ Twitch situation, and
yeah.
why I'm calling it, why I said alleged. Um,
I've I've been following Ringo TV, and Ringo is a guy that he speaks his mind, and he's not just one to just say things. He analyzes things, and he uses media. He uses film clips and other things to show you where things can be different than what is perceived. And like he said, we have to understand that the media is out there sometimes to trick our minds, to have us believe what they put out there. And sometimes what they put out there, it's not the fact. It's because of certain situation where they might trying to keep people from knowing the truth, whatever the truth can cause. Because sometimes the truth can hurt one, and also not just that, but also the media mainstream, they want that recognition that they're the first to say this, or they're the ones that know this. So there's a lot of things going on with in terms of Twitch. Columbus was the first one that brought a question to the public, where he says he did a podcast where he says that Twitch was having difficulties in terms of investment. But then when Ringo analyzed it, it seemed more or less like the difficulty with finances was not on Twitch part, but was on Columbus part. He even went as far as to say, I'm not even going to mention her name. It's alleged that this particular woman, she holds the money. Evidently, they went into a deal, and I'm not sure if she's instrumental in mentioning that deal, or if Twitch was one of them that introduced Columbus to that deal. But he said he lost his money and he wants his money. So there's a lot of controversy surrounding that also. TNZ came in, they chimed in, and they said that they're trying to debug the theory of the money issue, and they said that there is no way that Twitch was short of money. He didn't have any financial difficulties, and that the family, the police, um, 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 they chimed in also and said that the family did not mention anything about not having money or being short of money. So that's another thing to think about. There's so much question even surrounding his wife. It is now coming out that they were not happy like everybody thought. Everybody had the perception that they were happy because they're always dancing together and smiling and what have you. But now she's coming out and saying that she was unhappy through the marriage. It seemed like she did not really love him, and if she did love him, the love had lost along the way, and it was all on Twitch. He was the one that was pushing the anniversary. He was the one that was pushing all of that stuff, and she wanted out of the marriage. Um, there's so much things surrounding that. Then
Wait
it
a
so
minute.
happened that the generous came in too
Wait a
into
minute.
the
Wait.
play.
I don't mean to cut you. Keep this.
Yes,
Keep the generous in your mind. But you said
yes.
that him and his wife was breaking up. It's alleged that they were
They were
breaking up.
having difficult. Yes, yes, and it's coming out in the public that
You
they were not sweetie sweetie and lovey dovey like it seemed.
oh wait a minute, wait a
They
minute.
were not. She
Let
had
me let
difficult. They
let
had
me
difficulties.
let me say this. Donna says you can't believe everything that's stated in the news. So using the word alleged is correct. She also says very
Yes.
tricky. They lie too much intentionally. But wait a minute. I'm like, um,
Mhm.
I do have a caller. Caller, you on the line?
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
greetings,
I just got
greetings.
a message. Hey,
Hi.
greetings.
Yes, yes. We were touching a little bit in regards to DJ Twitch, and we were also letting the listeners know that our guest that was supposed to be on in regards to the suicide, she's not quite ready yet. And we definitely don't force anyone to be on the program. So whenever she is ready, the platform is here for her to speak. Um, but we were touching a little bit on DJ Twitch, and Queen had said to me that Twitch was um was going through something with his wife. You know what, Queen? I was wondering on
Mm,
that too, because I was wondering why did she run to the
yes,
police station? Because they said that she went to the police station and
yes.
was panicky and saying, that he left, he don't normally leave. So I was like, there has to
Yes,
be more to the story than him just
yes.
walking out. But
And you as a wife, come on now. Your husband, you supposed to know this man. You supposed to know this man if he was suffering from depression. She haven't mentioned anything of that sort. There's so much red flags. So much red flags coming up. Um, I mean, it's like she didn't put out. I heard from what I heard, she's been talking to a lot of news media, even though it's undercover. She's talking to them undercover, and she have a lot to gain from what I'm understanding. She have a whole lot to gain. She have, even though they said when you commit suicide, you don't get the insurance, but there are other ways that she can collect this money. She have a lot of he has a lot of stuff out there.
it's
My guy there, he, I mean, he's supposed to have had, this man couldn't have wanted to commit suicide. This man had a gig coming up with my oh lordy, my guy there. Oh
as
God,
far as with
Romeo's father. What's Romeo's father's name again?
Master
Master
P.
P.
Yeah.
Yes, he had a thing coming up in January with Master P, where they were gonna do. There is so much things that he had coming up that we cannot see suicide being on his mind right now. You know, and even if he was having problem with the wife, from what they're saying now, that they had marital issues and she wanted out of the marriage, but still he had so much to live for. He had his children. He had so much,
There's a
and they
lot.
were
There's a
beautiful
lot being
kids.
said. There's a lot
All right.
being said. Go
Okay.
and go
Let me
ahead,
just
Deb.
interject. Let me just interject. Greetings, Queen. What
Greetings.
we're
Great.
missing, and the person who explained to me what it feels like to be at the door of committing suicide and to be able to pull yourself back. The way it was explained to me, none of that matter.
Yeah.
None of that matter. We're looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's not the wife, it's not the kids. None of that matter. The
Yeah.
person said to me, I had lost my soul. When you're walking
Yes.
around the street and you don't have a soul, you have no reason to live. That's between you and your spirit and your God and your worth and your value. It had nothing to
True.
do with that woman, because man leave woman every day, woman leave man every day. Man who, because the other day Kanye West needs billions of dollars. You say that have nothing, and I think she gave me such a different insight on this.
Yeah.
You understand me? Because I'm always thinking, she said, and she was leaving behind children and loved ones and did not care.
I
It
would.
wasn't until
And
she
and
decided that I
last
want
week
to
I did.
live.
Yeah. I did touch on that last week with my situation. It's like you block out sometimes, when things occur like that. It's like you
And when we
lose
say
your mind.
blackout,
You're not aware.
okay. So can you
Yeah.
imagine your soul is like
Yeah.
a foot to a shoe. So can you imagine as
Yeah.
a shoe to lose your foot? You have no value, you have
True.
no use.
Yeah.
You
True.
understand me? You say you lose your soul. I did not get into it with her. How can one lose their soul, and how can the soul be lost? Because I said to her, I said, I want you to tell this to more than one people when you said, I don't want to hear this alone.
Yeah.
You understand me? I don't want you to say this to me alone. When you say it, when you explain it, I want you to explain it where other people hear it, because I didn't think me alone could have hold on from that information.
Yeah.
It would have bust my head.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's
deep.
So we have
It's
to
deep,
stop. Oh my God, it's so deep. We have to realize that it's about that individual.
Yeah. And
It's
their
about
mental
that
space.
individual being so devalued. And it no matter, listen, it no matter how you devalued enough. But she was able to pull herself back out of that and say, I want to live. I have made the decision that I want to live, and I'm going to fight for my life.
Yeah.
My
And
mother
and
was
I
the
would
one
love
that-
I would love to
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
her. I would love to ask her, how did she get to that position where she said she
But
wants
that's what I'm
to
telling
live?
you. I don't even want to know that yet until she's saying that in a car. I don't want to hear that by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because any one of us, and this is the point, any one of us can fall into that depth.
Yeah.
Any one of us can fall into that abyss and fall into that hole and fall into that despair and fall into that depression.
And as
And
a
we need to
survivor,
realize it.
and as a survivor, it is so important to one day speak
To
your
tell
truth.
your story.
To one day speak your truth, because
Not
it can
ready.
help. It can help. It possibly can help so many
You know,
people who don't see
You know, I gave her that whole speech,
that
and she just
door.
told me I'm not ready.
Yes, and it's okay.
Yeah, because
It's
it was
okay
really
not to
hard
be
for me
ready.
last week. Yes.
Say that
It was
again,
very
Queen.
hard for me because knowing me and what I stand for and believe in, and to know that this happened. It happened when I was in my late 20s, and I didn't have any children or anyone, to look forward to. But I had my family still. And like I said, if it wasn't for my mother, I would have done it. You know what I mean? But also, God, I do believe that if it's not your time, it's not your time either. You know, it's hard to say that, but it's true. God have a way of working things, you know, and I was just happy that she was there to pull me out of it.
And
So
I
yeah,
think
we,
it's
I was,
I think it's different, and in some ways I think it's different levels to this.
Yes.
yes,
To I
yes,
think it's
true,
different
true,
levels to
yeah.
wanting to commit suicide. I think it's different levels.
But we look
Be,
at the story you told me about the girl on the train.
yeah,
She would have injured what parts of her body
nothing
if she
could
was going to get it
stop.
done.
You know,
Nothing could
I
stop
was
it.
speaking of Keisha Queen, that on in New York, she jumped in front of the train,
Yes,
and
yes,
she lost fingers from it, and
mm-hmm,
she took the impact and everything, and even
yes.
though she took that impact,
She lived.
she
She
went
lived.
on,
And she did it again and died.
she lived after
Again.
trying it, and she lived for
Yes,
several years,
yes,
and then
mm,
she tried it again, and this time she was
again.
successful.
And this time she died. She was such a she died. Yeah,
Yeah, and it was
yeah.
two times trying to do that in with a train, you know,
Mm-hmm,
being
You
hit
know how
by
much
a
of them tried
train.
several times?
I'm sorry.
Hmm. I said so much of them tried several times.
Several times. So
mm-hmm,
I'm
Most people who
wondering when you
commit the suicide, most people who commit suicide, and I would love to know if this is a fact. I'm assuming now. I think most people who commit suicide, it's not the first time. When they die, it's not the first time they had tried. They had somehow
mm,
tried before.
mm. Good, good.
You
Well,
understand?
that was my
So,
first time, but it was traumatic. The situation was very traumatic that
see,
occurred.
that's why
The
I said there's
situation that
different
occurred was very
levels.
traumatic for me. Yes,
That's why I feel like
it was.
there's different levels to it, because for say your
Yes,
situation, it was based off a traumatic situation, you was like, oh, forget this. But then some
yes,
persons are literally fighting with not a traumatic situation, but just the love of life, the non-love of
yes.
life, the non-love of being here in this space,
yeah.
you know.
And that's a
Mm,
personal issue. That
Yeah.
is such a personal issue. It don't have nothing to do with anybody. Because I have asked people and I said, so what about your kids? We had a family member that last November hung himself in his living room.
mhm.
Hung
Well,
himself
that's
in his
some
living
of the
room.
things that they're saying with Twitch. They were saying, why not do it at home? Now, Two Face left a note here. He's on his way to work, but he said he also started to expose things about the government forces, that he has millions of followers, and he allegedly was silenced. That's what Two Face
Yeah, well,
chimed in,
some persons
left
are
me a little
feeling
note a
as
while
if
ago.
this was not necessarily suicide, but necessarily
Yes.
a hit. Someone tried to
And
silence
that's
him.
what
Somehow
I was
anything
saying
could be.
about the generous. Judge Brown came on a while ago. I was watching a podcast with Judge Brown, and he was telling you the type of individual she was, and he said he was only around her for like about 5 hours, and the demanding, obnoxious, wicked individual he said she
Yeah, but
was.
that even
So,
bring you back to what Debbie was saying, regardless of
Yes,
even
mhm,
what Twitch was going through, or the environment.
yes,
It comes back to the person, and
yes,
yes.
what would mentally make you pick up a weapon, mentally
mhm,
pick
Shoot your
up a
brain.
weapon, and
It's not an easy thing
I
to
don't
do.
even want to cut myself. I don't even want to cut
Right.
yes,
myself with a knife.
Well,
like when I'm
it's
so
alleged,
careful.
it's alleged that he might not have even committed that suicide
Right.
because from what she is saying, his car was left there. They're saying that a lot of people leave their car at home, and
Yes, but
there's so many other things that took place
right,
that now they're still questioning it.
right. We
Okay,
know,
he
but
left with a bag, a small bag, right?
right,
And they're saying if you have a gun in the house, that's one of the first things. If your husband is missing like that or what have you, you might have went and looked for the gun to see if the gun is still there or what have you. If
but
you know there is some type of tension or
Twitch
something going
made
on.
up
with
his mind.
Queen.
Twitch made up his mind
Yeah.
to do this days before, probably even weeks before he actually did it. That's what I want to get across. It's not somebody put it's Kanye West not commit suicide yet. God damn it.
Exactly.
It's
And
Kanye West
and what I was
fucking
gonna
mad,
say,
man.
and what I
That's
also was gonna
It's
say
not
to
right.
Queen,
It's up
I
in
was,
the here. We don't know.
and what I
We
also
don't
was
really
gonna
know what
say,
took place.
and what I also was gonna say, let's divert from even Twitch. Let's
Yeah.
get to the let's divert to the thought of suicide. Period. And
Okay.
what must be in a person's mind to even
To do that.
want to do that, because we can sit here and speculate all day as to what Twitch's reason, if he did commit suicide on himself, to suicide on himself or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds
Okay.
elaborate to me for somebody to put a hit on him, for him to go to a hotel that, just a random hotel. I mean, it just, to me, all of that sounds so fantastical. I don't believe it was a hit. I believe this man decided that he no longer want to stay, and he left.
Yeah.
And he left. We left behind. We feel so abandoned. We feel so confused because we think we're so awesome, and we don't know. We don't understand why they want to leave us. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with them and how they feel about themselves and what they're willing to endure and what they can't take no more.
Well, that's what they're looking for. They're looking to get why. Why would he? What are these things that they said he was muddling in his brain? All of these things, because from what is projected, it's projected a perfect life. That he had a good life. His mother was supportive of him. His family was supportive of him.
And that's the
and all of these
facade.
things. So
That's the
But
facade
3 days
that is going
before,
around.
there's a video of him 3 days before dancing with his wife, and there's not a frown on the man's face. 24 hours.
Yes, 24.
Olivia says, "Hi, my beautiful ladies. Greetings, Olivia. Welcome." Two-Face
Greetings.
Kanye says there are a couple videos out there where he was mentioning about some deep information about what the forces that be have done in certain situations, like the Kanye West issue. He may have knew.
I don't know. They're trying to also tie it in with the generous and that woman that died in the crash in the house where that truck went into the house, and
Her name is Anne.
yes, and she was they showed the video where she's sitting up on the gurney and they put her in the van. They're saying it also could be a blood sacrifice. There's so many things out there,
And that's why I was saying there can be so many there's so many theories that are out there.
Yeah.
But when it really comes back to it, is why would he do this to himself? I
So
mean,
let me
like,
ask you, if we're gonna believe in conspiracies, right? What happened to the people who don't have no money, don't have no fame, don't have no wealth? What happened when they take their life? Because if we're thinking that there's a conspiracy, I mean, what happened when they take their life? Because they take their life too. I think it all comes down to that person deciding that I can no longer
Be here.
go on in this body. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just so Robin Williams. He was another one. Robin Williams was so happy. Nobody would have thought Robin Williams. You see what I'm saying? So it has to be deeper than somebody outside, and it has to be deeper than that. It has to be deeper.
Well,
than
they're saying that TMZ and the media, they're trying to push mental illness, they're trying to push that. And
that's
whatever the reason is that they're pushing mental illness. But like you said, my guy was saying, everybody does not have mental illness, and
well, I prefer to call it mental wellness because I think when you say mental illness, it's a terrible stigma on people. I address it as mental wellness. You know, when I'm speaking to people who go through it and I ask them, how is your mental wellness today? Not your, you know what I mean? We got to change our vocab. We got to change our approach. Because everything that we too many kids right now. The pandemic brought out a lot of ugliness.
It's brought out a lot. The life expectancy from 2019, it was life expectancy was till you were 78.8 years of age. Now the life expectancy, they have brought it down to 76.4 years is the life expectancy now.
Look at it now. A million people died through the pandemic.
Yeah.
If we give even these people 5 people who love them, that's 5 million people right now, okay, who's feeling the loss of somebody who had passed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You understand me? Sure. It's a lot. Yeah. And because we put a stigma on it of something, oh, you're crazy and you're this, it is making people not admit, number one, not come for help, number two. You understand? Yeah. So we have to see it as the crisis that it is, and especially these young people. First of all, social media. If somebody from social media go for your post and tell you, say you're ugly, you're fat, and nobody don't love you, you're such a bitch, oh my God. The world done.
Yeah.
And then don't even know this person. So their access to mental wellness is different than anything we have ever seen.
Yeah. And I'm reading an article from Politico, and that's exactly what they said. Even with this pandemic, it has drove social change that has made so many people vulnerable. In taking drugs, in committing suicide, and just feeling alone, depression. I mean, in all of those things, imagine
will make it even worse, because people get lonely and they go through different changes, and some might not have families, and all of that contributed to it also. The new talk
now is check on your strong friends.
Yeah, because it's
check on your strong friends.
706-955-2001 is the number. Two-Face says, "Greeting, ladies. My message was cut short. Allegedly, what is being done behind the scenes? It is said for certain sources that there is an undertone dark side to the entertainment world." That has been going on. That is a theory that's been going on for years with this Illuminati and this sacrifice and this you have to do what a certain people say or they take you out. Yeah, and as well as Kanye West has definitely, pointed out by saying that his mom was a sacrifice, things like that, but and we understand all of that.
Things like that. When you say stupid things like that, who sacrificed your mom? Were you in agreement for this sacrifice?
For the sacrifice,
so
that's it.
Become successful.
Yeah, and it's definitely
people who just talk that shit.
It's something that is not just in the entertainment world. It's in this world, period. you know, because
It is.
I know of a person that basically went through something like that, you know, and it's something that is worldwide. It's not just entertainment. It's in a lot of
Mhm.
different avenue of living and life.
Culture and
Culture,
culture
you
too.
know,
Remember, I was
it's a
telling you
lot
about
of that.
African culture, lady,
Yeah.
where certain African cultures they do these things. They do these blood sacrifices, and it's not talked about. And people hear these things sometimes and they don't believe that it's reality and it's true.
Yeah.
It depends on the culture, not just even just the culture, but they have all of these groups, you know, these oh Lordy, the word can't come out. But anyway, they have all these groups that where they practice all of these things, witchcraft and all of those things they practice, and it's not just now; it's coming down from generations and generations.
Yeah,
Um,
Donna says a
you
lot of
know,
people join cults.
black magic, all of that stuff is real.
Yeah, Donna says a
We
lot of
just
people
don't
join
believe
cults,
because
and
we
yeah,
don't experience it.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
sometime Donna with sometime it leads me to wonder about as your topic is, you know, is is these real people. I'm not even going to get into that because I said next week, and I want Debbie to join us on that conversation when we start talking about that again, you know. Debbie, we have Donna, that Donna is strong minded, that there are aliens that are taking over people's bodies.
Okay, all right. First of all, let's be clear with our description and definition. There is no such thing as an alien. That is their energy. You understand me? And
Uh-huh.
we live in a world that several different energies exist in.
Uh-huh.
Some we know and some unknown to us. See,
Okay.
Yes.
when you put words, you got to be careful with words because words can make something ugly. Words can make something beautiful. You know what I mean? These people, and they draw these pictures of these big-headed people with two eyes, and that is an alien. Whereas another energy form look just like us. One head, two eyes, one nose. Can assimilate and can pass as one of us on the street same way.
Yeah.
So this country,
Debbie, I
Europeans
need
have the
Debbie. When we start back talking on that topic next year, I would really love for you to touch, because one time myself and you was reasoning on it, and we were, I don't know if you remember, it was like years and years ago, where you were telling me that I think it's like a spare or something that is that's what they use to fly planes, and it really came from outer space. I don't know if you remember a lot of that conversation, but I will refresh your
I'm
mind.
listening.
Donna
One,
says
one,
we
one
are.
fresh.
Donna says, "Well, we are not all humans." Okay, Donna.
I agree.
And Donna
I
says,
agree.
"Yes, they look like us." Okay, so we're
I
gonna
agree.
get.
Because they created us.
Say that again.
We are not. They created us. Bigger energies than us created us. That's why when they tell you you are made in the image of God, they created. You got to understand, and it's difficult to understand when you have a European trained Christian mind or even a European mind, period. I'm having discussions now with people on Facebook because I'm telling them that we do not need to go out in space. William Shatner, Captain Kirk, went out in space the other day, and when the man came back, the man said, no, out there. Up here, blackness out there. Not out there. He said, when you look down to Earth, Earth is this big, beautiful thing because we live in a one big, beautiful bubble. But every time them go through that bubble and go out in space, them let other things in the nothingness come back into.
Ah, that's what I always say. They disturb the atmosphere. They
Lord,
disturb
that's
the
what.
Yes, they
hemisphere.
do.
They disturb the hemisphere. Yes.
And again, we take this back to another conversation where what we had when I explained to you that the earth is a living thing. She's alive. She
Yes.
communicates. She brings life. You throw a seed on her, and she brings up something that you can eat. That cannot be something dead that do that.
Mhm.
There has to be something alive that does that. And
Yeah.
she communicates with other planets, the stars, the moon, Pluto, Merubu, Saturn. They all speak a language that our 2323 chromosomes cannot understand. Listen, human beings are 23.
We don't want to get that started.
About force and all of that stuff. Yeah.
We don't want to get that started.
All right, well, let's go back.
Donna says they disturb the atmosphere with spectrum waves.
He's right. He's right.
Sometimes,
No, she is
and
very right.
I want you to reason with Donna because on the show next year, because Donna has a lot of theories that sometimes makes us say things that makes you go, You know, Donna feels like they take over your body. They come and look just like you. They act like your family members. Huh?
Yes. Yes.
Because she said she's living in her house with her daughter, whom is not her daughter.
Okay, well, when this person that has her story call in, she she communicates with them. You understand me?
Who communicates with them? Who communicates with them, Donna?
The young lady who's going to call and explain what happened when the suicide attempt.
Look at that.
You gotta take off what these people have lied to us. These people have lied to us for decades. Right now, I'm very deep into studying Egyptian culture, ancient Egyptian culture, ancient Egyptian religion. These people, with what they have taught us, have not even touched the peak. Much less become go deeper than that.
When I talked about the channel, the TV channel, the media, and the mainstream media, and they're trying to capture your mind, and they bring out all of these programs and what have you, just to capture your mind.
So you
have you think what they put out there.
So do you feel like this? Do you feel like this suicide thought that this beautiful young lady was talking about has to do with her thoughts also on communicating with aliens and stuff like that?
But to me, I think it's the aliens that more safer than anything else. Because, okay, when they had the earthquake, I forgot where they had the earthquake. She said she woke up to a room full of about 10 different white people in our bedroom. And she's like, what's in the one? So she speaks to them. When she want to communicate with them, she do. When she want to run them, she run them. I said to her the other day, I can't do that. I don't want nobody to come and visit me. You know what she said? She says, I don't mind.
Okay, but Donna says, yes, it's
away ancient. What they have taught you to understand, you know?
But is she also afraid to talk some of these things for people to feel as if she is not fully there?
She's learned who to talk to. She has learned who to talk. She's actually a hospice nurse, and she helps people to transition. You know, they call her, you'll hear them paging her to her hospital, because when she comes, she does it so differently. She opens up a window. She put on music. She lights candles. She helped the family through the transition. She massaged feet. She tells them it's okay to let go. She gives them kind of permission to go ahead and die. Let go. It's beautiful on the other side. Don't be afraid. So what I'm saying to you is you have a lot of people who have other energies in them other than human, what we classify as human beings. Okay? And because they are ridiculed and they are laughed at. Look at some of the things I have talked about on this program who people would have thought I'm freaking crazy. You understand me? And what thrills me is when I see they come to the realization too. When it comes to pass on them and then go, oh, that crazy lady wasn't really crazy, you know what I mean? It's just that I wasn't ready to see yet. Or I hadn't grown to that point where I can see yet. It's all about elevation. And the more you elevate yourself and you take the ceiling off of your mind and take the ceiling off of your spirit travels.
Yeah,
Spiritual.
yeah,
But in all of
yeah.
the religions that they have out there, they teach us not to do that. Do not rely upon your own understanding. Self-praise is no recommendation. Who the rat-a-tat-tat is going to praise me if I don't praise myself? They teach us these backwards, downgrowth attitudes and methods, and we get to some will break and praise, some will pass it on, and will pass it on, and that. Why would somebody tell you that praising yourself, self-praise is no whatever them say? Why? If I don't see the beauty in me, if I don't see the value in me, if I don't appreciate the value in me, how am I gonna ask somebody else to do that?
But
I mean,
okay,
everyone wants to see
and I totally understand what you're saying, Deb. But I think where Donna coming from is a different concept as well, because Donna literally feels, as Donna says, that there are actual, okay, and you said don't say aliens, other
energy.
living forces that are here, such as she strongly feels that, and Donna, correct me if I went too far to the left. She totally feels that, like, let's say the 9/11 grounds. She feels that there's even a port in her neighborhood where it's an open port for people to go through.
And she is right. This is what I'm trying to say to you.
Donna, I'm only gonna give 10 minutes to this. Call in real quick, Donna. 706-955-2001. Because Debbie got my we full circled around where we was going.
All right. But then I'm gonna say this.
It still has to do with mental illness, because some people might think that you're crazy. You thinking these things.
All right. Let me tell you what I believe when it comes to mental illness. I don't believe nobody is crazy. I don't believe in mental illness. What happens is you get so much energy into your head that it takes you on a level that is no longer common. All the way upon the common level when we call ourselves normal. To be normal is to be common. You understand me? When the energies come up in your head and your head reach a different height, the common people look for you and say you're crazy, because the common people don't understand.
Yeah,
so as them go elevate, as them elevate, it start make sense. It's like as them go, another veil come up for them eye, and say, Lord, that's something that was said 3 years ago. You know, look, it makes sense to me now, and it never makes sense to me 3 years ago. That's an elevation. But again, because of how, all right, when these Westerners stumbled upon ancient Egyptian information, they could not translate it. They didn't know what it was. To this day, they still, me telling you, them have tons upon tons upon tons of information still untranslated.
Okay, Donna.
But the little what them get.
Donna's on the line. Donna,
Hey, Donna.
Elaborate a little bit
What's
too.
going on, Goddess? Nice to meet you.
I'm great. Nice to meet you as well. So, yes. So, Lady D mentioned about the creek that was made here. We never had. I just asked the government. I was just on the phone with them this week. I said, "How long was that creek there? Where did it come from?" You can't tell me that. It was always there, because it wasn't. Right? So that creek that they created with the double asteroid redirection test mission coming from, with their satellites is how they did the attack with the double asteroid rock. Okay, so it's like we spoke about meteoroids and things like that, right? So
we don't have the backstory. We don't have the backstory. So I don't know. I'm not following you at all, because I don't know none of the backstory that you have mentioned before about this.
Right. Okay. So the thing is that, I'm just speaking of how, like a meteorite hit New York City, the World Trade Center on 9/11. Okay, so they do these things through satellite. Okay, let me give you a quick rundown. When they called me about they didn't call me, they had to contact me in another kind of way because they couldn't get to me about my stolen identification. As soon as they contacted me, there was a building, a space satellite building up the block from me. As soon as they contacted me about my stolen identification, it disappeared into thin air. When I say disappeared into thin air, this is my normal route on a daily basis. So like say, because I always pass it every day, but I passed it a Monday. Tuesday
Okay.
passed, I didn't pass
Let me give Debbie a quick one.
Okay.
Donna feels that 9/11 is a hoax. She feels that it was in a plane that hit the building. She feels that there was a meteorite that came and hit the building and it wasn't a plane. She's saying that, have you ever seen a plane hit a building and bring it down? And the damages that is done to a plane, something like that, you said one of the times, Donna. Donna also feels that that the the museum, I'm jumping from there. Let's go. The museum thing, the bodies. She feel like those are bodies that was taken from the 9/11 situation that took place.
Okay.
She's also feeling that there's a opening. What you said, that's where the aliens or the other human form, other human life is coming into the world.
Started City.
Okay, and then the main story, because Donna's been at us for almost a year and a half now on this on this topic, and we touched it in the beginning of this year. We touched it, and we spent almost, I think, Donna, we spent almost like a month on it. And she was also saying that her family went away, and when they came back, it wasn't her family. They look like them, they talk like them, but some of the characteristics was not that.
The soul has changed. The soul somehow has, and that can happen. That can happen for whatever the reasons, because we don't know the bigger picture. We don't know the masterminds who are pulling these strings, and souls will do that. Souls will do that, and I'm wondering if when somebody is going to commit suicide, and like the person said to me, they feel as if they have no soul. They feel as if they have no value. I am wondering if those who recover from that got a different soul.
Well, maybe sometimes when they
okay, understand this. Every world communicates. The leaves, the trees, them communicate. The dirt, the animal, everybody communicates. It's just that you don't know everybody's language.
What were you saying, Donna? Donna, what was you just getting ready to say? What was you just getting ready to say about your family?
Well, it's not them. Okay, so the thing is that I was pointing out to Lady D last week, saying that they created a new species called Robo Sapiens, like how they call us Homo sapiens, and you have other hominins. Right. So they're amongst us. They're robots. It's not us. You did it to my whole. I'm speaking to them yesterday because I have an ongoing issue. Okay, so they, so we, I have to speak with them on like quite a lot, almost like a daily basis, because they're trying to take over. So you see everything that I make sure that I video record it, so you cannot dispute it. And everything that I say, you see it in the news. It's in the news. It was in the news all week. Every article that every newspaper article, every newspaper had a article about the double asteroid redirection test mission. and all of the things. I was telling Lady D, I said the moon was following me. I said to her, I'll go in my room, I'll go in the dining room, and I couldn't quite understand. I said, okay, I went on my porch. I felt something looking at me through the crack of the porch. When I looked, it was the moon. I said, no, this is too much because, like I said, I'm not a science fiction person. I don't believe in certain things. Okay, so this is all new to me. So after I've done my research, I realized that there's 200 and something moons in our solar system. Then I did further research, and then I realized that certain asteroid minor planets or whatever you want to call them, they use their moon as their satellite to view in on us. So again, they say that
everything communicates.
Right.
Everything communicates to each other.
Right. So that's what it is. So then so that's what it is. And you see, like I sent you a video today, Lady D. I don't know if you got it on the matrix of these babies. Because I checked and I didn't see like you got it or whatever. Because sometimes they block it and then they'll turn it back on or whatever. But I sent you something about the matrix, how they make these babies in a lab now. They make like 33,000 things. Because I said, I know those are not babies. And I said, if you just look at it, I said, they make this, it's like a fantasy. Like if you have say a basketball player, a superstar, they make this, everybody is married with children. It doesn't work that way.
I think what happens, Donna, with a lot of our listeners, even that emails us and things, is that when they, I guess, is maybe even the way that you explain yourself. It seems sometimes it kind of seems confusing,
right.
So they're not understanding, including myself. Some of the time I'm like, some of the time I'm like, what on earth Donna's talking about?
Okay, so then that's why I keep saying, that's why I always point out to you, research anything that I say. You research Robo Sapiens, research the things that I tell you, and then you can form your own understanding. Because I used to watch a guy called Yahweh. When they found out who I was getting my information from, they took that guy completely off of YouTube. Right? So he had so many things to say that I would even say, well, I would believe some, but some would seem so far-fetched to me. Like he'll say, okay, those are not, like he'll say, for instance, he'll say like Jay-Z and, a lot of those rap celebrities. He said, they're from like the 15th century. Those are, he said, when you look at a picture and you say, oh, well, he looks like Jay-Z. He said, well, actually, that is him. This is him right here and now. And when I first heard him say that, I didn't quite believe it, but there's a lot of things that he had said that I had understood. And eventually everything started, taking place exactly like what I learned.
And one of the biggest things that, and I even last week, I got a comment from someone that, saying, you still communicate with Donna. I said, Donna is one of our most loyal listeners, and because they're still and the question was posed was, is she still living with her daughter? LOL. So I mean, like that's what they put on the email. So like when they're saying that you're saying you're living with your daughter whom
my daughter, and
you don't know, it's not your daughter. But how could and aren't you afraid to be living in a house with someone you don't know? You think they're of another being, and all of that is questions like that.
I have a business, right? That it's my business. It's a family-owned business, Universal Sample Card Company, right? And you guys, I mean, I don't even know certain things like I have to hold back on, but I can tell you about their satellites. Okay, the satellites that they use, because you see the satellites are like, they have like 6 planes that surround the Earth, right? And those planes have slots. Okay, so in each plane it has 4 slots, which are occupied by satellites. Okay, so the thing is that when they say planes, don't think that they mean like two aircraft planes. Planes mean a lot of different things, and it has to, it's satellite related. And like I say, like universal samples. Like the thing is that when they would go travel out of space, they would bring back samples, like rock samples. That's why we have so much storages after 9/11. Have you ever seen so many storages about the place? You have so many storages because they're storing the samples that they go out of space or they send their unmanned vehicles, because these are unmanned vehicles. It's not able to say they contain the astronaut. It's like playing a video game, and you collect and then you bring it back and all sorts of things. You see some people on the computer so much. I was wondering, I said, like a lot of people that I had known, and I would see them, and I said, but I know that you're not no computer professional like that. But it's I don't even want to confuse you guys, because I know I'll be all over the place with this. But the whole thing is that this is what they do. It's like it's a job. It's a duty. People is actually making a living from doing these things, controlling satellites. Okay, so it's navigation and timing, and it's prior to us even having access to the computers, because you see, navigation and timing plays a role in our everyday lives. So
Okay,
the
well,
timing in the light.
I think I'm going to give you and Debbie a link, and then Debbie can more um,
Yeah,
hear what you're saying, so
yeah.
that way maybe Debbie can
Mm-hmm.
Debbie can say it in a way
Okay.
where our listeners.
I keep telling y'all, if you do not get this European teaching out of your head, if you do not understand these people lie to you about so many things, and these people don't know as much as you know, because you carry that information from your ancestors from the ancient times. You know more than them. The bullshit that they're telling you is bullshit. And that is what's creating a ceiling over your head while you can't elevate. You have to bust through that ceiling so you can begin to elevate.
They
And
never
that's why
believe
people
me.
don't understanding, because we're conditioned. We have been conditioned, especially Jamaicans. To all the Jamaicans who listening right now, I know y'all think that I'm a demon. I don't believe in your Jesus Christ. I don't believe how you was programmed to believe. I didn't choose your God. Okay? They think I'm like a freaking alien because they haven't taken the sealing, the covering, the barrier off of them brain.
I love God, and
and colonizers tell them bullshit. These people don't know nothing. Every day I cuss them on Facebook. They don't know shit. They're making shit up as they go along. The little teeny thing.
Well, okay. Let me say this. I do believe in God.
What is a God, D? What is a God?
My
Somebody
God.
told you what God is. That's all you know is what somebody else told you a God is.
And I don't believe what everyone else has told me what is a God is. For me, I know that there is a being that is higher than man that governs this earth. I know, and that same being created the sun and the moon and the stars and all of these things on this earth. I know that the same being lives within me, because he gives me the knowledge to know what is right, what is wrong. He gives me the intuition inside of me, okay, to make me know not to go left or not to go right. And it's for me to make that decision if I'm going left or if I'm going right. So for me as well as other persons in this world, that they may call their God whatever they may want to call that God. Some may call their God Buddha, Some may call him whatever they want to call them. Everybody may have their
Allah.
own names.
But
Allah,
it's
all
only
of
one
these
God, and
different
that's
names that they want to
Rastafari.
call. But when it comes
There is
down, when it
only
all
one
comes, when
God,
it all
who is
comes
right,
down
and
and
his
said,
name is Jesus Christ.
when it's
They
all,
don't accept no other God.
when it's
Jesus
all
No,
come
his
down,
name is His
And I
Imperial
have said
Majesty
this
Emperor
before.
Haile
when it's
Selassie.
all said
And
and done.
that is our God that we choose. It's okay for you to choose your own God.
Mhm.
It is okay
It's
for you to choose your
the
own
teaching.
God.
It's the teachings.
Well,
That's
this
how
is
you're gonna make him out. And the Bible said when you call his name, that that's how you're going to know he's God, because then you know how they're going to be in a rage when you speak his name. And who's the only name that they're in a rage when you speak? His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First. You could say Allah. You could even say the Pope. No one.
Well, and you see that brings us that brings us back. Okay, this is
The enslavers want you to focus on the only God that they want you to focus on.
Wow.
You
I
understand?
focus on the
We are
God
being
that
slaves.
is within me, that the God that I know
And
and
we'll
I
talk to you
feel
about
that
that now.
governs this earth,
Okay,
higher
we
force
can't win
than
with this
men.
conversation.
I'm sorry?
We can't win with this conversation because we all come from different perspectives.
Yeah.
You understand? We
Yeah.
cannot win, so it doesn't even make any sense. I understand your point, and I hope you understand mine.
Oh yeah, I
My God
definitely
suits me,
understand.
my God serves me. Your God suits you. Your God serves you. So
Right.
this is a point that we can never debate on, because I'm not trying to convert you, and I hope you're not trying to convert me.
Definitely
But
not.
all my point is this. This is my own point, and then I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I believe that there's more than one God. It wouldn't make any sense, and the creator of this planet is very sensible. The creators of this planet is very sensible. Everything this planet does makes sense. It is only when human beings invent things that those things don't make sense. Everything in this universe is recyclable, but plastic that man makes is not. Certain other things that man makes, certain things is not recyclable. But everything this planet makes is recyclable. She's that smart. One thing is related to the other thing, and another thing feed another thing. Look at where we die. The ants, whoever eats you, go back into the dirt. You seed, drop, plant, everything is recyclable. Except the things that man thinks he can make that is greater than what the God has made for him.
How are we
And I can
recycling
gravitate to
plastic
that.
then?
Say that again, Donna.
We're recycling.
They just claim that they have some kind of new formula to recycle plastic.
Well, Debbie, I could definitely gravitate to gods, because as it says, you know, we, when he says we, whom are the we? You know, so
let us make
let
that.
us. So when you listen to some of the words, if we're being word specific, and you listen to a lot of the words, then yeah, it makes you definitely can gravitate to some of what you're saying, because as we say on this show, we agree to disagree, but we also can take in other people's information and learn from it, and or research it. You understand? So I won't say I disagree with you as necessarily to gods. You understand? But I think there is still this God that is still higher than the rest of the gods. That he can give.
If I tell you that they take turns.
Okay.
They take turns.
Okay.
So for a certain period of time, one God will be in place. We're entering what they call now the age of Aquarius. That is the opening of a new God's era. Okay, and that's why so many people are getting what they call woke, because we're changing over to a new God.
The thing is that you have a sun God, you have a moon god, you have sky gods, you have so many different gods that yes, but there's only one God.
I
He's the
don't
most
believe that.
powerful one. You
Look,
understand?
ancient Egypt, they have found a wheel. It's
Mhm.
like a time calendar wheel. And this
Yeah.
calendar, and when white people tell you things, white people came out and told us that we're entering the age of Aquarius, like they know what they're talking about. They're reading it off of a wheel that they found in ancient Egypt.
Egypt. That's
When,
what I thought.
and
Ancient
on this
is
wheel,
Egypt. Ancient
and
Israel.
on this,
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
writing, I'm
Ancient
writing
Egypt.
this down, because I'm gonna go research this
Mhm.
ancient Egypt and
Yes,
you're
I
reading
will.
from the wheel.
Everything I want you to research, and then we.
yes,
Yes.
listen, I can send you a picture of the wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
You're
can
right.
send
Yeah,
you a
I
picture of
agree
the
with
wheel.
I agree with most of the things that Debbie is saying.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with a lot of the things that you're saying. Okay, so the thing is that you got to be able to look at things from other people's perspectives, and I agree with a lot of the stuff that you're saying, and
Okay.
it's just for people to come to the realization to think outside of their box because you
But
have
see,
people
it's
boxed
not
in under
even,
mind control.
it's, it's not even
Okay,
for
go
us
ahead.
to give them time and date when to come out. It's on them. This is an
Right.
individual evolution. So nobody can tell
Yeah.
you when it's time, and you can't do it before it's time. You see what I'm saying? But it's an individual. That's why I try not to be judgmental with people because we all have to
Right.
start from somewhere. So all I'm asking is to grow. Allow yourself
That's
to think.
that,
Everything you need to
that,
know is already in your DNA. You just gotta remember it. These people don't know nothing.
it's just
Right. So,
it's
so,
just like
so,
it's
so
a
we
whole
can,
lot of
so
different
I
things.
guess
I
we
mean,
can
like
safely say that we believe there are gods that governs this earth in whatever time frame that they govern this earth in what
I
you're
believe
saying.
in one God, and
I
I'm gonna
believe
tell
in
you
one
that
God.
there is many
Yeah.
others, right? And like I mentioned, you have a sun god Ra, and you see that sun god Ra, he played a role in 9/11. Okay, so you have these are ancient, and I proved to them. I won two cases back to back the other day. Self representation, and my funds were disposed of, and not to me. Okay, and when you look, you saw that medieval something another, and that's what I've been trying to tell them. These are medieval ages, and all of these sorts of
Stop
things that
trying to
came
tell
in.
them anything. Stop
I
trying
mean,
to tell them
no, but we're
anything.
in court. These things are documented in their courthouses, and for them to understand. Okay, because
They know.
I showed
They know.
you saw me there personally, and I said to them, so they're there like, and everyone's baffled, right? And now it's making sense, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay,
Let
so
me
you
ask.
know that
Let me
I
ask.
came
Let me ask
there.
you, ladies. Let me ask you, ladies, something. Do you all believe in ghosts, or if not, let's say
What is
ghost
more
people
than a
that come
ghost?
back?
It's another energy
Do
form.
you believe? You
The
believe in
word
another
for
energy. So you believe that
yes, ma'am.
when they
Yes,
say you pass away, you're as you come back in another energy.
Yes.
mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
survive in another
So let
energy
me
because
let me
some people
ask.
don't want to
Okay,
come
let
back.
me put it this way. Like how people will say, "Oh, I saw this ghost at the gravesite, and they saw you," and it's someone that you knew that passed away. You believe
Well,
that?
I saw my great grandmother when I first went to Jamaica. When I went to
Okay.
Jamaica, I
Yeah.
was 3 years old. Right? When I went to Jamaica, I was 3 years old, and I saw this lady, and I'm talking to her, and they say, "No, Jesus Christ," because they said, "Oh, who?" They said, "That's mom, my great grandmother." Okay, so I'm like, okay, they
Okay.
claimed
Let,
that it was a ghost, but I
let,
don't think it was a ghost because the things that she said to me,
let me say this. Let me say
this
this.
is
Okay.
exactly what happened right
When
now.
I was
That's what
when I was young, like when I was like about 10 years old, and I was in Jamaica, and I went outside to use the restroom. And me and my cousin took me out there to use the restroom. And she kept saying, "Go ahead and use it," because I woke up in the middle of the night and needed someone. At the time, I didn't want to go use the restroom in the pit because back then it was in the country they had pit toilets.
Same thing with
And
me.
I didn't want to go to the
Same
pit
story.
toilet, so I wanted to go. I preferred to go out into the bush. So I saw this man, and then they kept saying, and my cousin saying, I said, no, the man I look for me, so I don't want to use it. I want to go to the rest because this man is looking. My cousin kept saying, there's no man there. There's no. And I kept saying, yes, there's a man there. So my mom said to me when we came back, and she kept saying she wouldn't use the bathroom because she said, man, I look for her. And I said, mommy, the body I look for me. And my mom says, yes, you're born with a veil over your eye. But becoming as an adult now, I feel that is BS because I want to know that when they came and they stole the urn off of my mom's grave, and they come here and they digging up people's grave and turning them over. Why these same dopey ghosts, all of them people don't get up and box them and tell leave their things alone. So I just wanted to make everybody laugh. But on a serious note, I always say that's just that people just see that in a dream. All of this rolling calf with them with the fire come out of them nose and I run down the hill. I think those are all superstitious things or story time things that elders used to tell people to keep the young people them off the streets.
Yeah, I used to think it was like that too, but I get to realize that it's not fictional. You get what I'm saying? It is not fictional.
Queen, you've been very quiet. Queen, you've been very quiet.
I know. I time myself out.
Listen. What those, remember, what
I time myself out.
remember those people. A lot of them
I'm listening. I'm tuning in.
a lot of them were recently from Africa, and they still had memories of the tradition that we practice in Africa. So when they were seeing these things and when they were saying these things, that was part of where they were coming from. You understand me? But as we go away from our culture, I will become more European, and we tangle up more with the European. We tell ourselves that those things are not real because the Europeans can't tell us that it's not real.
No, actually, no one tell me,
and they hide it.
Actually, no one told me that. We're gonna get ready to wrap.
But they don't understand it. They can't translate it. That's the problem is translating our information,
Okay.
And so they give you the half-ass translation that they think it is.
We're gonna get ready to wrap it because it's 9:39. We done went over, but because we started late, we went over. But yeah, it's man, it is always enlightening.
You can't understand this unless you have allowed yourself to elevate. As long as you stay common and normal, it'll never make any sense to you.
Okay.
Because common and normal.
And I think
people here. Look, some people spend over $100 for cable, and when you look for cable, there is nothing, nothing of value. On television.
Listen.
You see what happened? We're in an abnormal awakening state. We are plugged into the matrix. This is humanoid. This is not peaceful. That's what I kept trying to let them understand. Okay. Now that I today, as soon as I saw that video, that's why I sent it to Lady D, because this is what I was saying. I'm saying.
Well, I honestly didn't receive the letter. I mean the email.
Okay,
but I'm going to look.
I'm
going to look. I haven't, and to be honest, I haven't even looked at any of on because you sent it email. You sent it to me email. You said.
Yeah.
Okay,
Through
I have to
message.
check that
I think it was
email.
Messenger. Through Messenger. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I have to
Through
check the
Messenger, not email.
because I heard to say email. I didn't see it, but if it's messenger and
No,
stuff,
Messenger.
I've
It was
got to check
Messenger.
it,
Yeah.
and as soon as I check it, I'll
Mhm.
definitely respond to it. But we're gonna wrap it,
Mm.
because we've went from left to right to left to right and up and
All
down,
over. I'm
and
telling you. Yes.
it's really enlightening talking to each and every one of you beautiful women,
Yeah.
and getting different perspective on things. And that's what I love about Reasoning Thursday. We can reason and get perspective
Mhm.
on a lot of things, um and a
Mhm.
lot of different beliefs. And as you said, Deb, I'm definitely going to research and a little bit more as to the age of the Aquarius and see what it really stands for, and what they
But
say.
still say, I still say mainstream media, they try to capture your mind.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
this thing that they're trying to put on your mind is that it was suicide. And in everything that we watch is
Not,
mainstream on mainstream, they're putting that, placing that in your mind that it was a suicide attempt.
yeah.
And this kind of really
Mm.
rubbed me because I have been watching Twitch for a couple of years now because I love
Mhm.
dance. And I've been watching him from he started out on So You Can Dance. And it sort of robbed me a hard way and not
A
really
lot of people
knowing
don't.
his life.
I
And
really
now I'm
people.
finding out certain things that were occurring within his life, and like I said, mainstream media, they can influence you in many, many ways.
Mhm.
They put things out there to influence you
Mhm.
and to make you think the way they want you to think.
Yeah.
And
And
I
you're
guess
so
what you
right.
all have been reading is based on that, how they control your mind.
Mhm.
And a lot of people believe these things, but there's so much
Mhm.
scenarios out there, and we need to research these things. Listen to this
Mhm.
guy. Like I said, he
Mhm.
don't say things off his mind like that. He's an analyst, and he analyzes things, and he go from one line to the other line, and that's how he does his thing. So tune into him. He's on YouTube,
What is
and
that?
it's
What is that
called
YouTube?
Ringo TV.
Ringo
YouTube,
TV.
and it's called Ringo
Okay,
TV.
that's for those who are still interested in what's going on with the Twitch
Yeah,
saga. For
yes, and he
this,
updates every day. Updates it. Yeah,
okay, and for persons whom are even, because I know we went totally left and went into different energies and so on, which in some ways it kind of ties in, but for
mm,
those whom are considering suicide or feel like they don't have anywhere to turn, there is a hotline 988 that is out, for to assist and for a person to talk to, um, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are people for you to talk to. So give them a call, or if you even want to just reason with one of us, email me at
yes,
dapowerhouseradio.com, because I prefer it that you talk to someone that no one, and if you're not comfortable with, although I'm a stranger as well, but open-minded to reason with you, you can definitely give me a call as well. All right. Well, not even a call. Just hit me up on email, dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com, and I would definitely contact you back. But if it's an urgent need, 988, or just reach out to a family member. Find someone to talk to, because I'm quite sure if you open up to talk to someone, they'll most definitely be able to assist you. Donna, I think I lost you somewhere here, but we're wrapping up. Debbie, did I lose you too? I think I lost
No, I'm
Debbie
still
and
here.
oh no,
I'm
Debbie's
still
still
here.
there. Okay. So for the for the young lady whom have considered this, and you need time, it's totally understandable. Take as much time, and I know you don't need my permission, But take as much time as you need, because that same time is what brought you to the realization that, you know, that you don't want to go. So take that
Yeah.
time when you feel that you are ready to come on the program and to speak with other persons. You can be anonymous. You don't have to disclose your name. If you want to change your voice and talk like a man or put a towel over the phone or anything such as, you are more than welcome to do that. But we really, really would love your input on a situation like this, so that if we are faced with a family member or someone else, a friend, um, or even a stranger come to us, that maybe we can use your words to encourage another one to
Yeah.
continue to live on. So
Yeah.
I thank you for even reaching out in the first place, because you know what? That's the first step in reaching out,
Mm-hmm.
and for us to be able to even use your name, use you, your experience, and your words, even as a stepping ground for this conversation. Um, I apologize
And
that
thanks
we,
Debbie for introducing her.
yeah,
Yes.
we thank Debbie
Thank
for
you.
introducing
Thank you.
her to us, and we thank you for that. Um,
I'm a
Mm.
person who comes from vibe. You understand me? In 5 seconds, right, when I'm speaking to someone, I can tell you the kind of person, the kind of energy
yeah,
that person is in 5 seconds of a conversation with them.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
realized that her information was too much for me to hold. But that shows you
Mm.
about how reaching out works. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
Mm.
You're in this state of needing to reach out because it's becoming overburdened from you. Reach out.
yeah,
Share it with
Yeah.
other people.
yes, yeah,
You don't have to carry it alone
yes, yes,
because you
and
might
Yeah.
find out that somebody else was thinking the same way you was thinking,
yeah,
was feeling that overwhelmed and burden. And when you say to them, you give them some of it
yeah.
and then give you
Yeah.
some of it. You understand me? It's energy.
Mhm.
It's energy. So the more we reach
Yeah.
out to each other, the more we get to carry the burden with you. You don't have to carry it alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And we'll continue to keep
Amen.
us in our prayers, that
Definitely.
you continue to choose life,
To want to live,
and to
to want to live,
yeah,
man.
and continue to choose life, and know that
Mhm.
your presence on this earth is
Definitely.
not by mistake. It's
Invaluable.
very
Yes.
it's
Yes.
Very,
very
very true.
important that you are here, and I thank you for being here. And I know your family thank you for being here as well. So to each and everyone who is suffering in silence, reach out. We encourage
Mhm.
each and everyone to reach out, and we'll definitely touch back this topic in the near future. Next week we're gonna take a little hiatus, because the time is coming for a new year. So where the week after the new year is when we'll be back, and we have lots more interesting topic, as we always have interesting topic. And I have a lot of I'm gonna have some time on my hands, so I have a lot of research that I myself will be doing and coming back with, because yeah, I'm gonna watch the video that Donna sent to me. I'm gonna look over and read over a couple of stuff that Debbie was talking about, and as well as what Queen's talking about. And and my own experience in and analyzing if that's where I want to take my mind, because it's all about where we want to take our minds and our safety in
Your
how much
elevation and your timing. Yes.
we open our minds to. Yeah. So I just want to thank sorry, Donna. Debbie, you want to say anything before we leave to the listening audience?
Uh, Hi guys. I hope you'll have a great holiday. You know, life is hard right now. Life is so hard for a lot of people. For people who have money and for people who don't have money. For people who have husband and people who don't have husband. For people who have kids, life is just hard overall. But if you can just hold on, you know the mom will say when you get to the end of your rope, tie a knot,
Mm.
tie a knot, tie a knot. You know what I'm saying? It will get better. It can't stay the same forever. It will get better. But you have to believe that and want that, you know? So bless up, guidance, love, pure raw energy of love for all of you, my brothers and sisters. But they have to elevate to
Definitely.
continue to do so. Love,
Yes.
yeah?
Bless, bless. Queen, before we go, you want to say anything to the
That's
listening
it.
audience?
Echoing the same as Sister Debbie said, life is very short, and sometimes you just call a one, pick up the phone and call someone that you haven't talked to in a long time. You don't know how that person will respond. And maybe at that particular time, that person needed to hear someone's voice, even maybe your voice. Love each other. Love is the key. Love is the answer. We have to love each other unconditionally because that's what life is built up of. And if you notice, when you show love, you feel better inside within yourself. So show love to each other. Stretch out your arms, okay? And just love, 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 love. Have a happy holidays, and I see you guys in the new year. I love you guys, and I love Reasoning Thursdays. So join us. Join us as much as you can and pass it on. Remember, touch that button, subscribe, and touch that bell. Okay? Love you guys. Have a blessed one.
Donna says, life is good. Blessings to you, Donna. And I just want to second and third and fourth all of what Debbie and Queen says. I thank each and every one for joining us and each and every week that you all joining us. And I thank you all for having this program to continue year after year after year because without you, the listeners, there is no show. And I thank you all for your interacting with me, with us, may it be during our program or after our program. We thank you. I want to say thank you to our brother station, um, Victorious 89.1 that is streaming live in Conyers, Macon, Monticello, Edenton, Augusta, all of the areas that you're streaming through, having us live on your radio station, terrestrial radio station, 89.1 FM here in Georgia. We want to thank for all of your listeners. We want to thank you all for continuing to support us each and every week right here on the Powerhouse Radio. We thank you. We thank you and we appreciate you. And we're looking forward to continue this relationship next year in the new year. All right, 2023 and beyond. So big up yourself. 89.3 Victorious Radio. Big ups, Dr. J, to you. Thank you for continuing to carry our program. I want to say a big shout to all of the listeners that continue to listen to us all live on our telephone lines at 667-930-9036. That listens to us via our website at www.dapowerhouseradio.com and also through our TuneIn app. Want to say big shout. And this year was the first year that we ventured into going live on our YouTube channel. We ask you to continue to support our YouTube channel and just go over there to DA Powerhouse Radio and like, subscribe, notify, and share it with a friend. We're trying to get our numbers up there. So share all the contents with the friends. You can go back and look at all of the programming that we've done this year. Also, Facebook and Instagram. It's our first year going live on all of those platforms, and we thank the creators for those platforms that we're able to be on there to continue to spread the message where and continue to tell your friends about us on these platforms because we want to see the numbers go up as well on these platforms that we're streaming live on. So we're all over the place. I want to say big shouts. We have some new listeners out of Belgium that has become some really, really dedicated listeners. They've been emailing me, and I've been seeing them on the board each and every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So we thank you all to the tumblers, to all of our Tumblr massive. We want to from Tumblr Flockery, we want to say big shout out to you all the truck drivers, each and every one that continues to email us and say that they love the work that we're doing. We want to thank you all. I know me, Mama Acid Queen, we want to thank you all for continuing. And Debbie's here. We want to thank you all for all of the support. Donna, you're our number one listener. Sharon, number one. We just thank you all the time for continuing to support us. And even when we're not going the direction that you want us to go, you continue to support the Powerhouse Radio. So we definitely want to thank. I see Sharon was quiet today. Sister Julie, I want to bless you up. Thank you so much for all the encouragement and continuing to say, Lady D, put it out there, and I'm listening. Blossom, I love you, Blast, and I just want to thank you as well for your support. Robin, big shouts to you, Robin. Thank you so much for your support. And even for the Lady D show, sending me all of those what you know about it, songs that you feel the listeners want to hear. I thank you so much. You know, this platform will not be possible without each and every one of you all that listen and the ones that pop in. Glenn, North Carolina, big ups to you as well. Kim, Pennsylvania, big up to each. Latifa and the entire crew in New York, Mount Vernon, Queens and the Bronx want to say big, massive shout outs to you all and thank you for your support. New Jersey, man, I know you. I see you try calling. I love you all. I thank you all for your support each and every week. I have so much people to thank for this year, and I'm telling you all don't know how much that all of you means to me. My listeners, my brother station, my co-host, my partners here, the Lady D show, preacher, everybody that puts into this station, the Powerhouse Radio, and to continue to make us successful. Victorious 89.1 Radio that continues to make them successful. I can speak for Dr. J. We just continue to ask you all for your support. You know, like the programs, subscribe, share, all of these things that you can do. Deb, I love you for always willing to come on and enlightening us with your knowledge. I thank you. Sometimes you're not on for 2, 3 years and then you pop on with us, you know. So I
I'm
definitely
doing research. When you see me off, trust me, I'm studying. I'm researching because I'm an information junkie.
oh, Queen.
Yeah.
Queen, when I needed you most, when Mama Acid was MIA for a minute with all these technical difficulty, I called and I asked you if you can just work the program with me. And I thank you so much, my sister, for this year being, this is your first year of just being on the platform with us. And I just thank you so much because you come with a wealth of knowledge. And I stand on you every week that you're here. And I thank you for being with me. Mama Acid, I know you're going through the storms over there. Stay safe, my sister. I love you and I miss you. And I thank you for me and you've been doing this for almost 15, 18 years together. And, you know, Reasoning Thursday would not be Reasoning Thursday without you. So I most definitely love you, my sister. Thank you. And for our last program, I know you're gonna kill me because you're gonna say, "No, Lady D, we have to come on next week." I'm like, I said, "No, Mama, I said we're not coming in on next week because I'm resting." But I want you to know, my sister, I love you. I enjoy reasoning with you because you are a wealth. You're an encyclopedia of knowledge. And I thank you very, very much each and every week when you call me and drive me crazy. And I have to say, I still get off on my phone. I don't want no more information. My brain can't take it. Okay. I thank you for continuing to push on a school G, each and every one, my children, just want to thank you, my entire family that continues to support me through my ups and my downs with the Powerhouse Radio. I want to thank God. I want to thank God for continuing to bless me, you know, and continuing to make this work. Even when I don't see it working, you bring me around and say, see, it at work. When I feel like quitting and giving up, you always say, no, keep going. Through the people that you put around me to continue to encourage me. So I just want to thank you for faith. I just want to thank you for second chances. And my children, once again, I love you all and I thank you. Misha gave me two topics to talk about that we didn't even get to touch this week because she told me about somebody in with Walmart killing some two other stuff. And thanks for my telephone that don't stop going off with comments or whatever on it. So I just want to say I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed, and going into this new year, I ask that you all continue to come along with us on this journey that we call radio and information. We ask you to continue to just help us along the way. Okay? And I ask you to be safe. The snow is coming, the weather is getting bad, whatever it is, I ask you to be safe, as well as be vigilant and be aware of your surroundings because there's a lot going on. There's so much going on, you know, and no one is promised tomorrow, no one's promised the minute or the second of the hour. But we pray that we can always just be there for the minute or the second of the hour, or for the next day. So I ask you to be vigilant and aware of your surroundings, and once again, suicide is something that is affecting a lot of persons. So if you know someone that is quiet, if you know someone that is sad, as Queen and Deb said, reach out to them. 988 is an emergency number, 24/7 if you need someone to talk to. And once again, DA Powerhouse Radio at gmail.com. Email me, email me, and definitely I'll check it and I will respond as well. So, Lovino, get those emergency gears ready. If you got the generators, get the generators out because this winter they said it's going to be rough. Lovino, 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 love, and let love and be love. Sister Juliet Reed says, have a Merry Christmas, ladies. Love you all. We love you too, Sister Julie. And Julie says, and thank you, ladies, for all the wonderful fact-filled programs that thank you for sharing with us all. You are most welcome. Donna says, happy holidays, all good night. Same to you, Donna. We love you all and we thank you all for listening in. And as we leave out, we're going to leave out with Old Lang Syne, something like that, Zine. May all acquaintance be forgotten. We love you. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa and Happy New Year when it comes.
I never brought you mine. Should all acquaintance be forgot on days of old lang syne?
Loving it, loving it. Happy New Year when it comes. Once again, Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Should all acquaintance be forgot on days of old lang syne? Should all acquaintance be forgot on should all acquaintance be forgot? I never brought to mind. Should all acquaintance be forgot?
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, bringing the world to the service.
Victorious 89.1.
Wow! You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, bringing the world to the service. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, bringing the world to the service.
Victorious 89.1
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, bringing the world to the service.